Got a crew on it. They're not sharp, but they're working hard. Come back soon. See how they're doing.
Sailing this ship anywhere, Captain. Why don't you catch us dinner while you're in there? You want to talk?
You can go, but I'd say stay beside the door. Just remember who's in charge around here.
I work for Mogrel. You got a problem, you talk to him.
Your efforts in Raven Rock have proven most invigorating for my husband. I haven't seen him this pleased in many years. You look able to venture outside of town. Perhaps you could help me recover something precious that was lost.
You mentioned that you lost something?
A few months ago, I had sent an... They sent it back to me recently, but it never arrived.
Actually, I already have it.
Mavala bless... Well, you've certainly proven your worth around here to me. Please, accept this gift as a token of my appreciation.
You haven't seen Cretius Corellius, have you? That foolish old man's taken my pickaxe again.
Why all the fuss over a simple pickaxe?
No, this isn't... They don't exactly grow on trees,
Can't you just get the guard to find Cretius?
Look, if you see Cretius, tell him to give me that pickaxe back, and I'll pay you for the trouble.
I noticed the shadow mark by your door.
Well, it's been a long time since someone from the guilds bothered to make their way out here. So tell me, how's my brother Delvin? Still spending his nights at the Ragged Flagon trying to win Vex's heart?
He's well.
Good to hear. Damn layabout never even bothers to send his own flesh and blood a letter saying... Anyway, I suppose you're looking for work.
Nothing at all.
I got bad news. Eager to make some... I'll tell you what. The guild's got a problem out here that I've been trying to...
The Thieves Guild has a problem out here?
Haven't been able to handle. Don't look at me like that. And besides, it's really my problem anyway. I caused it.
What did you do?
A fellow Breton who went by the name Esmond Time. He noticed the shadow marks like you did. And I thought he was one of us.
He stole something from you, right?
That he did. It's my own formula for improved bone mold. Took me
Where's
years to
Esmondine now?
perfect. Well, before he ran off, he was talking some nonsense about... I told him he was crazy. I'd bet a fat purse of coin that he's either dead or hiding out up there.
I'll get that formula back for you.
You do that, and I'll make sure you're set up right. You
What's an
won't
ancient Nordic
disappoint.
pickaxe?
It's the only tool... Not many of those... The one Cretius borrowed came from the Skull village up north. I, traded them some good...
Is Stalrim a type of ore?
Calling Stalrim an ore is like calling my fort. Some folks say it's enchanted ice.
I assume
but
it's
I think
rare.
There's more to it than that. I don't think I've come across more than... If you're looking to learn more, you should head over to the Skull village. Someone there's bound to know more about it than I do.
How did you end up in Raven Rock?
A fine question, and the one that I hear most often from visitors to our town. I wish I had a more romantic tale to... Besides, knowing how to repair bone mold armor wasn't very
Who
useful
taught you
to
that?
lift in. I had a friend over there. Spent a lot of time with the guy swapping smithing technique. After he moved on to greener pastures, I decided to pack up, move out here, and put those lessons to the test. Been here ever since. You tell Cretius he better give
Welcome
that
to the
pickaxe
Retching
back
Netch
to
Corner
me,
Club,
or
home of the
else.
finest Sioux jammer that will ever grace your lips.
Your inn has an unusual name.
There's actually a funny story behind the name, friend. A few years ago, I was walking down by the docks, and I noticed a Dunmer. He was one of my patrons and liked to drink heavily, so so I wasn't exactly surprised.
Doesn't sound unusual.
But you see, this particular Dunmer was as naked as the day he was born, and singing badly at the top of his lungs. As I'm watching this spectacle, a netch floats over the bulwark towards him. The man looks straight up at the netch, yells, "Have a drink!" and tosses the bottle. And it never hit the ground.
What did the netch do?
Well, the bottle broke on the netch, and it must have swallowed its contents because it started floating. Finally, it stopped and began to quiver. I've seen plenty of drunks in me day, and I'll tell you right now...
Now I get it.
That netch was sick. True story, friend. True story. The finest sujama to... In fact, I've just... All I need to do is get the word out that it's ready, and they'll flock here.
I could help spread the word.
I was kind of hoping you. Here, take these samples of the sujama and spread the word. If you get rid of all of them, there's something extra in it for you.
Splendid. Another mouth to feed.
Damn it, woman. I said to leave me be.
Precious, last time you explored the mine, you almost fell to your death. I'm not spending the rest of my days as a widow.
And I'm telling you that I'll do whatever it takes to find my great-grandfather's remains. He's down here. I can feel it.
That was almost 2 centuries ago. There may be nothing left to find.
Just let me go, woman.
Precious, you're an obstinate old fool, and you're going to get yourself killed.
Who in the blazes are you?
Need something?
Can't you see I'm busy?
Busy doing what?
Why should I tell you? I don't even know who you are.
Perhaps I could help.
Maybe. But mark my words. These mines hold a secret that could put Raven Rock...
What sort of a secret would be hidden here?
A secret the East End... It killed my great-grandfather and left Raven Rock with a worthless and tainted mine.
East Empire Company?
You never heard of them? They're the largest trading company in Tamriel, originally chartered by the Emperor of Cyrodiil himself.
Who was your great-grandfather?
Gratian Kyrelius. He spent his entire life exploring ancient ruins across Tamriel. And he died in these very mines almost...
How did he die?
200 years ago. The East Empire Company called it a terrible...
What's your proof?
Claiming that my wife and I were cleaning out our... I found an unsent letter he'd written to the East Empire Company.
What did the letter say?
It describes a discovery that was made in the mine by some of the diggers. The East Empire Company must have felt it was of great value.
The key is to the lock section?
The mine off from every... It is. Well, I assume it is. I haven't been able to find the entrance.
I admit this does sound suspicious.
Fine. I'm telling you, there's something big down there.
Why are you telling me all of
Something that
this?
The East Empire Company... Look, my what? Time's my enemy. It's caught up with me.
So you
before I
do
find
need
the
my help.
answers that I'm looking for. I do. I want to know what...
Any idea of where to start?
And what the East Empire... Gratian kept a journal of notes about his... Here's everything I have. The letter, the key. Please, do this for me. So I can
Glover wants his ancient Nordic pickaxe back.
I've lost. The damn fool doesn't even... I'll bet he stole it from the Skald in the first place.
It doesn't belong to you.
Oh, very well. Here, tell him I hope he...
Geldis Sadri wants you to try his new drink.
He's begging for patrons again, eh? Well,
Why were you arguing with Aphia?
I could have... She thinks that old age is out. I realize she cares about me, but she has to understand that I can't rest until I
Why
find
you're
out
leading
what happened.
Precious on, I'll never understand. Be careful out there.
The mine can be treacherous.
I'm guessing you don't agree with Crescius's story.
Poor Creech. As the years have passed, it's gotten worse.
Then where's his great-grandfather?
Theories. I'm sure he's... My greatest fear is that my stubborn mule...
Geldis Sadri wants you to try his new drink.
Same fate. Well, that sounds lovely. Thank you. Be careful.
How long have you been a sea captain?
I've been sailing the Northern Maiden across the sea.
Have you always served as a ferryman?
For nearly 20... Not at all. But over the... If it weren't for my supply runs to Raven Rock, I'd have likely sold my ship by now and moved back to Riften.
Got any gripes, check in at Morvain Manor. Second Councillor Rana will sort it out.
With the Ashbourne threat taken
Aye.
care of, Modin Veleth, Captain of the Redoran Guard, at your service. The security of both Raven Rock and Councillor Morvain is my primary concern. Thank you.
Glover Mallory's the name. If you're looking for a smith, you found...
Geldis Sadri wants you to try his new drink.
Perfect. I was just thinking
I have your
about
ancient
getting
Nordic
for a
pickaxe.
drink. So, tell you what, since you went through all the trouble
After all that,
fighting
why?
for me and all, I just wanted... Now that you... Besides, that pickaxe hasn't done me any good in years. Maybe you can put it to good use.
Crying for a lost soul.
You appear to be in dire straits. What happened?
I was one of the Redoran Guard under Captain Veleth. A few years ago, they sprung from the ground. Unfortunately, I'd left the other... There isn't a single night that passes where I don't regret...
Geldis Sadri wants you to try his new
It's
drink.
too late for that. No, I can't. It may
Here,
be poison.
have a gold piece.
Bless you, Sarah.
Either you're here to get showered in sparks.
Always a pleasure to watch when a man like you walks by.
Geldis Sadri wants you to try his new drink.
Well, tell Geldis that Miri says
Steel,
she
dwarven, ebony. If it's
Don't
broken,
Don't
I
pity me.
can...
Aye.
And don't look at me like that. I know what I am.
You appear to be in dire straits. What happened?
I was one of the wealthiest miners in... I never saw the end coming like it. Unlike most of my fellow miners, I was too foolish to save enough. Councillor Morvain was kind enough to allow Runs and I to live in one of the abandoned buildings. At least it keeps...
Geldis Sadri wants you to try his new drink.
The day I refuse Sujama from Geldis is the day I sprout wings and fly off this rock.
Here, have a gold piece.
Thank you, Outlander. Don't waste your life like I did.
Destroying the ash spot
Yeah?
has made it safer to work in the fields. Thank you.
You're selling quite a few exotic ingredients.
Yes, I only wish I had a better source for netch jelly. Those creatures are difficult
I could
to
gather
track
some
down
for you.
Since it's so dangerous. That would be splendid. I'd be more than happy to give you something for the effort.
Where did you learn your alchemy skills?
After we left Morrowind, We wandered around a bit and ended up in Morthal. I was fascinated by her work, and over a period
Why did you leave
of years,
Morthal?
she taught me quite. It wasn't long before we became homesick. When word reached us that a settlement of Dunmer was forming on Solstice, it's been difficult, but I'm not regretting it one bit.
How has Raven Rock needed your help?
I'm glad we've been able to stay. As you can imagine, hunting for game has been scarce, and according to Councillor Morvain, my husband's been Raven Rock's most important food source for decades.
Geldis Sadri wants you to try his new drink.
I should mix some of this into my next potion. Who knows what would happen? Careful.
If you're dealing with me, there's only one thing to remember. Pay your debts or end up hurt.
Geldis Sadri wants you to try his new drink.
Take that swill and pour it down a well.
Merkel doesn't lend the coin to outlanders. Azura's wisdom to you, friend. Another day of misery. Your actions here have been a blessing to us all, Sergio.
What exactly is ash-grown food?
The Dunmer has been growing. It was born out of the necessity to survive. And now, with the constant eruptions of the
Is
Red
magic
Mountain,
involved?
it's more. No. Only that this simply takes the right ingredients, the right tools, and a...
What'll you give me for these?
If the quality's right, I'll take those off your hands. Let me take a look.
Geldis Sadri wants you to try his new drink.
Always a pleasure to taste anything Geldis comes up with.
Miserable.
Next time you're hungry, stop by.
It's busier now that things are starting to look up. I guess I might stay a bit longer after all.
Are sales that bad out here?
Bad? What if I told you that you're the first person? I've half a mind to contact my friends at the East Empire Company and see if they need an extra hand in Windhelm. Oh, you know, the lady who runs the East Empire Company warehouse in Synergy. Ah, you're just like the rest of the folks around here. Mark my words. The East Empire Company will return to Raven Rock. And when they do,
Do you sell any special mining gear?
Mining gear? No.
What's an
However,
East Empire
they used to
pendant?
sell East Empire. It's an amulet. They gave them to their workers as an They're no longer being made, so they've become a collectible. I'd love to
I'll
get
sell
my
you
hands
some of
on
mine.
all of them. Well, here's your coin. Keep bringing me more, and I'll keep paying you.
What exactly do you sell here?
The question you should be asking is, what if it's not a weapon, potion, or armor? Then it's like
Where did you get all these items?
Jarland over at the docks brings me. Oh, Glover Mallory gets me a few things once in a while.
Geldis Sadri wants you to try his new drink.
Deals that Geldis needs to bottle this up and send it to the mainland instead of wasting his time out here. His drinks are
What have you got for sale?
Thanks. See for yourself.